Hi, welcome to Talking Trash and Tacos with Jessica and
Sarah, we're about to be famous.
maybe not. So, I'm not a millionaire yet. The first lesson you can learn from millionaires is to emphasize the yet every time you think about money and investing. So, start thinking like a millionaire without spending like one. So, today I kind of want to discuss elite people problems, not just rich people, because I mean, there are these uber rich people that I just cannot even imagine. So I can't wait to hear what kind of dicks they are. Or maybe they're nice. Maybe they're amazing. Like Keanu Reeves, Sarah just told me. I, I believe you would consider that a philanthropist. He does give out a lot of money and he's into a lot of causes. So he's one of the good guys. So not everyone's a dick. Who's a dick?
I heard J-Lo is a dick.
J-Lo.
Yeah,
She seems sassy.
I heard she's very demanding. I also heard that about Ellen, though. Did you ever hear that about Ellen?
Well, Ellen was supposed to be like a girl's girl, and then she wasn't. So I don't know. Like her show, she always seems so happy and kind, and then all of a sudden, like there's, I don't know, she's
Yep.
mean,
Yeah,
apparently.
that is true.
So most people with a lot of money, it sounds like the most important thing to them is time. So this reminded me of a movie I watched once. Justin Timberlake was in it. And the plot is in the future where time is currency. So when time runs out, you die. It's like a sci-fi action movie from 2011. And it's kind of like the poor people that are running around everywhere like maniacs trying to get time and save time while all the elite people are in slow motion. They're walking as slow as they can because they have so much time that they never die. It's kind of like crazy. It was just strange, but that's a good one. But time is very important to people. So millionaires know the most valuable asset is their time. You can always earn more money, but you can't earn more time on this planet. So time is precious. That's why they hire everyone to do these low skill jobs, as they call them. So, they have someone to do their dishes. They have someone to come and clean. They have someone come do nails at their house because they don't want to drive there and leave their home because that's a waste of time. They don't do any of those everyday things that we all do.
That's true. Do you know the Kardashians, if you ever watched them? Kris Kardashian, she's so busy that the kids got her as a hologram where she could legit be in her house, but then pop up in their living room and be having a full conversation and you see her full.
So it's like a live real time hologram.
Yeah, like live real time, probably not cheap, but
Right.
rich people problems.
Right. I mean, I think the Kardashian mom had a stripper pole in her bedroom, if I remember properly, and the little twins were like swinging around on it. I was like, so rich people just don't mind that their children know all these creepy things about them. I don't know.
They never go to school though either. They're probably homeschooled, so they don't even see like normal life in some cases.
That's nuts. So, this Robert Kiyosaki famously said that the middle class works for money, but the rich put their money to work for them. Like, that does make sense. I was watching Shark Tank once, and the Cuban guy, is it Mark Cuban? He owns like a basketball team. Maybe it's not Cuban. I don't know. I don't really know these people very well. But anyway, he had said, it's so easy once you have money to keep money, you put it in the bank, and just the interest alone off of my money makes me so much money.
Right.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why they do investing in people too.
Yep. So that makes sense. So we just have a harder life. We have to work a lot harder. So what are some things that these rich people and elite people do for fun that we can't do? There's a lot of things.
I'm interested to hear.
So what entertains them? What entertains them a lot is shooting something rare and beautiful. Sometimes I wonder if they only shoot rare and beautiful animals or if they have like a human hunt as well for the uber elite. Run! I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
No, I'm kidding. But there is a Dallas Safari Club, and they auction off licenses to legally hunt and kill wild animals. The larger and the rarer the animal, the higher the price. So a zebra will only cost you $10,000. But if you would like to bag yourself an almost extinct black rhino, you'll need to shell out $350,000.
Wait a minute. So what you're saying is they go here, pay to kill it themselves?
Yes,
They keep the whole thing and use it how they wish.
that's what it sounds like, yeah.
Is that legal, or is that like an underground?
It's legal. I don't understand it, but there's special licenses, they said, and then, legally hunt them. So there's some ins and outs to it. It says the South African government currently sells the right to kill 0.5% of their total black rhino population per year. I don't know how all the animal activists have not went through the roof.
Wait, so do they bring the animals to the U.S., to Dallas, and they run around in like a Jurassic Park area?
Yeah, so they do have like big safaris where people come and they will hunt them within the U.S. They're wild game, hunting grounds. But a lot of these rich people also go over to Africa. And I've seen this. I watched a documentary where this rich couple, they would go to Africa. The guy shot his wife and was trying to pretend he didn't when they were like wild game hunting there. Like they'd kill lions and tigers and giraffes and, all these things. But anyway, this black rhino situation, I'm a little disturbed by more so than anything else because they are almost extinct. So what? We're going around, we're taking time and effort to breed these black rhinos just to murder them? That's crazy. So,
What?
well, I just think it's like a trophy item for them. I mean, hell, I don't know. Maybe they stuff them. Maybe they use their skin for something. I don't know if black rhinos have tusks. I would assume it would have a little rhino horn, but I don't know what they do with them. I think it's more about bragging rights.
Yeah, that's just sad.
It is. It is. Another thing I read up on was they said, someone's rich when you go into their house and it's not just photographs on the wall, but paintings, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like family paintings. So I was telling Ron about this, and Ron was like, oh, yeah. Like my friend, when we would go to his house, we walked in and there's a painting of his mom naked. And I was like, I had so many questions. I just didn't want to ask too many because I was afraid he was going to be like, are you putting this on the podcast? Then, but I was like, oh my God, is this naked painting of the mom like in the bedroom? I have so many questions. So anyway, if you want to give me a call and let me know about this naked painting of your mother in your rich home, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't have any paintings of myself. Do you?
No.
Yeah. You have one?
No, I have my cats painted. Brian got me those as a present.
That's cute.
I haven't hung them up yet, but they're displayed.
Rich people love to buy art. Really weird art, really expensive art. And that's what they call an investment. And it also makes them cooler.
I think art is...
I do love art. It's exciting.
When my old best friend, little Sarah, her parents ended up buying a house in the Old West End. And when they started rehabbing, how you have the staircase and there's always a wall in front of the staircase?
Yeah.
They knocked that out and there was actually a framed picture in there.
In the wall?
Yes, inside the wall.
How cool.
And then on their third floor in their attic, they found an old saxophone. I hope they're listening because I'd love to know what the painting was, but I thought it was the coolest thing. I think they even had it framed once they did the drywall. They took it out and ended up framing it. I think that's what the photo was, but I don't.
That is the coolest.
Yes.
I love that story. So what you just said sort of reminds me, I have to go into it. So today I read on the news that in East Toledo, they bought this house really cheap and somehow he found $10,000 in the basement.
Oh, yeah, you did send that. I didn't get a chance to read it. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was local.
Yeah.
And he admitted and gave it back to the owners.
I think he split it with the previous owner, which is nice because
Was it even the owner's money, or was it their?
I didn't read that far into it. I was shocked, one, that an East Side house has $10,000 in its basement. Must be nice, East Sider.
Yeah.
Winning. I love it. And then the fact that you shared it, it's like super awesome. I don't know if I'm kind of greedy. No, I'm kidding.
You should have seen me when I went to Kroger and left my $100 cash back.
Oh my God.
And the person took it. 2 seconds, I ran back in there. I was like, well, maybe it was a few minutes because
Took her a minute.
I got to the van, started loading. I said, oh shit, I forgot my cash back. She said, oh, 3 ladies just walked out with it. I mean, it is what it is, but 10,000, that was very nice of him.
Yeah, I know.
My thought would be, what happens if it was there before?
Right. Like it's not even theirs and you're giving them free money.
Yeah.
Out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah. If you were on either end, would you, if they said, hey, I found this money and we knew nothing, would you, and it was 100,000, would you act like you did it and left it there? Or would you be honest and say it must have been there for a long time because it wasn't on?
God, I don't know what I would do in that situation. Like, I like to think I'm a good.
I think it would depend on who was on the other end.
Yeah, I think
if they were mean, horrible, rich people.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you need the money or do I need it?
They say your memory gets bad as you get older. Am I sure I didn't do that?
Right. We're not really positive. But yeah, I thought that was like a really good story and I thought it was cool. So I just wanted to add that in there because it literally happened today, which is January 10th.
Where did he find it?
2025. In the basement, I guess it had.
In a rafter? Or?
No, it made it sound like it was like on the ground underneath stuff. They sort of made it sound like it was in the floor, but I didn't read much further because I was like, well, how did he find it in the floor? But then I remembered the Jackman house we bought really cheap and redid and then sold it. And there was a safe in the floor in one of the upstairs bedrooms. And it was just a really cool find because if we wouldn't have torn out the ceiling in the downstairs room, we wouldn't have known it. And we were so stressed out because we're like, how are we going to get the drywall straight? We just had to hire like a professional drywaller because of this safe up there.
That brings me, like, when people do redecorating and tearing down walls, I've seen so many videos where intentionally people put like fake baby dolls or things and then
to frame them out
the walls. So then whoever the next homeowner years and years later, they find these things inside the walls. And one lady did like a freaky like skeleton doll to the point where the family had to research. And they said they did that on purpose just to be like for the next person.
To make it exciting.
Like, yeah.
That is so
down
funny.
Beer cans and stuff, you always find those.
Oh my gosh, we did find beer cans in the attic.
It's like said, the contractors were getting wasted.
And I was like, where did these come from? And at the same time, all of the Easter eggs in the attic, the plastic Easter eggs had popped. And then I found these cans and I was like, holy shit, this is Jackman Road by Brook Park. Is someone living in my attic? And so I posted a picture online. And everyone said the heat in the attic during the summer causes those Easter eggs to pop open. And so there was that. And then the cans, upon further inspection, they were pop-topped. No, the top was closed, but there was a pinhole in it. Like they drained them because they were like really old. I don't know. I want to say like Star Trek or Star Wars memorabilia, like Coke cans. So it all made sense afterwards. But when you first go up there and you hear shit all the time, because by the way, you had a raccoon die up there and then you had an infestation of maggots. You just don't know what's going on in these old houses.
Yeah, and there is a show where somebody did live in somebody's house.
Yes. There's several of those stories.
Yeah.
We should do those. We should do one time. I just watched something about it and Ron saw it and the girl's mom had just died. And so this kid snuck into the house because he liked the girl. And the girl broke up with him, I think. And he was a strange ranger kid, like a little weirdo, but older. So probably they're like 15 or 16. And he's wore like all black and was like living in between the walls. The police ended up finding him like living in the basement. It's terrifying.
Or the people that are locked in sheds. It's like, does your neighbor have a shed? What is my neighbor doing? There's gotta be some weirdo out there that you're like, what do they do?
God, how sad would that be if we have a situation going on and no one knows it? Like the Cleveland thing where he was keeping the girl. I cannot even imagine. So yeah, and then another thing they say, I don't watch it because it's a podcast, so I listen to it, but it's Crime Junkie. Do you ever listen to that? They say, if you have a secret, tell it because they will kill you. And okay, I don't really think everyone's going to be killed, but it is true. If you do have a secret, you should tell somebody because if something strange happens and you end up dead and you didn't tell the secret, no one can trace it. You just don't know. Scary stuff.
I bet there's a lot of people. If you're listening and you're associated with P. Diddy, tell it.
Yeah, he might kill you.
Tell it. I heard he's in jail upset that Louis, whatever his name is getting more attention than him. The guy that did the bombing of the healthcare worker, Luigi, whatever his name is.
Luigi?
The guy everybody loves. He's mad. He made a complaint.
No,
I'm dead serious.
Rich people problems.
Exactly.
I want to be a rich person that everyone is talking about.
So,
oh my God, that's hilarious if that's true.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a straight.
AI told me they don't lie. They lie all the time.
That is crazy. So,
yeah.
Do you know of anything else that's weird that a rich person seems like they have to do?
There is actually a few things. Mike Tyson spent $2.2 million on a gold bathtub for his mansion.
I'm shocked Mike Tyson had $2.2 million to spend on a gold bathtub.
Yeah, I just watched him on the jail show when he got arrested. He did something wrong.
Isn't he the one that like bit the ear off of someone? I don't know. I just didn't.
Now he like does marijuana stuff. Bono. Is it Bono? From U2. Bono forgot his favorite hat in London, and rather than just buying a new one, he paid $1,500 and it had its own seat to fly home.
Oh, so he paid $1,500 to have his hat flown back to him
on its own
seat.
Yeah.
Why? So no one else would touch it?
Because it was his lucky hat. Yeah. And then Lady Gaga.
I love that one.
Allegedly spends $50,000 on electromagnetic field reader to detect spirits. She swears she has a ghost that follows her.
That is interesting. I wonder what that's about. I do like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
What about the cost of fame? Like, is it worth it? Like, do you think you'd go Britney Spears if you were famous?
Well, I think Britney Spears has more issues than just famous issues. I think she had parent issues. I think he has a lot of issues.
I want to hear that juicy stuff. I can't wait to get to that, where you tell us what some of staff have said about some of their elite.
Oh, I did look that up. So people were just telling some of their stories about shocking things that happen when they're working. So this one person says, I installed a custom pool in a billionaire's home. He ordered a custom iridescent tile, which cost $440K in materials, plus $400K to install. So you're looking at $840 now. $840,000. In the end, he didn't like the way it looked, so he tore it out and replaced it. All said and done, he spent $2.5 million on just pool tile and didn't bat an eye. Now, that to me is just wasteful.
Hopefully that's like lifetime tile that cannot be fungied or destroyed or broken in any way, shape, or form. It like miracle cleans itself.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. So let's see. There was another one that said the rich family, they would not use anything that's already been opened or used. So it has to be completely unused and unopened. For example, a bottle of sunscreen, they'll squeeze it, use it once. If they ask for it again, that one needs thrown out. You're going to bring them a brand new one. And she said so many things around there were used only once. And I think that is wasteful to a different level. And if one's doing it, they're all doing it. So I'm just saying, I don't know. Of course, maybe some people are more conscious of that than others. So there's this other person. It says, I have a client who buys all of his neighbors' homes when the opportunity arises. He'll just knock them down. So she says these houses that are being leveled are 2 million plus. The majority of people would give their left arm to live in these houses, but yet they're all being demolished by the one owner that's buying them up.
Is he building to his house, or is he leaving it as land?
I think he doesn't want anyone around him. How rude is that? You know what? There is actually a story about a guy, Carlos, was the illegitimate son of an unloving, rich Portuguese mother. So despite his pedigree and wealth, Carlos never found true happiness and spent much of his life drinking, shooting, and riding motorbikes. Are those the same thing as his motorcycle? I don't know. Carlos had no children or family, so he wrote up an unusual will. When he finally drank himself to death in 2007, his bizarre last wishes became fruition. Choosing randomly in the phone book, Carlos had left his entire estate to 70 random people. Apparently, Carlos preferred to have his money go to people who he didn't know rather than to the state, which is believed to had already taken enough of his money. So once his estate was divvied up, the recipients received several thousand euros each. So many of his inheritors were in complete disbelief because they had no idea.
Somebody could do that for me, please.
Right? I was like, can you even do this in the U.S.? Is that a thing? Attorneys, is that a thing?
Yeah. Has anybody ever been gifted money from somebody they didn't even know and gets that call like you see on TV?
Yeah, like you have to hunt them down.
Like, oh, you're rich. Here's $10 million. Yeah.
There's the neighbor down the road that watched you for the last 10 years. I thought you deserved it.
I've been really nice. I could get lucky. You never know. No.
Yeah. So I just cannot even imagine those things. It's so weird. Another one said the weirdest thing is that they don't own essential items such as shampoo because someone comes there to wash the hair of these people every day. So they don't need their own shampoo because there's always a shampooer coming to their home.
That makes sense. That does. I can see that.
Like, I don't own a washer and dryer or laundry detergents because someone picks up and does my laundry and then drops it back off. That would be amazing.
That makes sense. And it does. There's companies you could do that with, but I see a lot of them rip people off, so I don't.
I would.
It's a new up and coming thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it probably as a place.
Do you know Drake has a custom mattress for his bed that he paid $400,000 for, and it's made of horsehair, stingray skin, and gold. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And Kylie Jenner has built a $20,000 custom playhouse for her daughter with air conditioning and a designer kitchen.
Oh,
I thought that was interesting.
Kylie Jenner, you're so silly.
Yeah, I can totally see the shampoo thing. You know, that brings up New York City. You know who a lot of people say is snooty or hard to work with? Is Kelly Ripa.
I knew you were going to say that. I would watch her all the time when she was on with that little cutie
Regent. Yeah.
American Idol man.
Oh, yeah. Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, I just don't think she's a nice person.
She really, I think, is known to be very, like, blunt. And sometimes I feel like her and her husband hate each other.
Like, I'm afraid she's going to stab him in his sleep. She'll be looking at him like, what?
Yeah.
Kelly Ripa, be nice to your little hottie hubby. So this one says she had a friend in high school and her parents made them dress up as pet at a night they would have called pet night. And it was so weird. She said, I was a lion. By the way, this one time, the relatives even showed up and then the relatives fed them as they were dressed up like animals. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I was watching some kind of weird comedy and it showed like the rich family, and they were playing this game where they would like smack each other with a rolled up like magazine or newspaper, and they would hold arms. So they each held each other's hands and like kind of fell back from one another. And then the other hand was holding your rolled up roll, and they would smack the shit out of each other over and over. And then they would say something, and it was the funniest thing. And I thought, there's no way in hell. And now I'm like, no, someone probably did that. Otherwise, how would they know that happened? I wonder what movie that was. It was so weird. So what about having dog chefs to prep your dog's meals? Like, how much does that cost? Would you do that? Fido looks sad today. He needs his therapy, his psychic. I just don't think I would ever pay for a doggy psychic for my dog. That's just a little above and beyond.
They are doing the cryogenic, though, where they're freezing after they die in hopes of future resurrection.
For their pets or for themselves?
For themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
At cloning, though, look at right here. They're spending up to $50,000 to clone their beloved pet. Barbara Streisand cloned her.
Well, she must have really liked that dog.
Yeah. So before it dies when they're young, they just keep their...
No. I think they just keep some of their DNA, and I think they can now clone DNA.
Yeah.
Grow it in a petri dish from like embryo stage. It's crazy. I just don't understand how they come up with all this stuff. It is so absolutely amazing to me.
They like to collect taxidermy, which I think of that killer, that his dad was a taxidermist, and then he would stuff the animals. What was his name? Ted
Bundy? It might have been. I was also thinking, if you're shooting your expensive animals, they probably just stuff them themselves. Do they learn how to do the taxidermy themselves? Like, does that excite them because that's something so different?
I bet it would depend.
Yeah.
There's a few scandals that changed their careers. Hugh Grant was arrested for soliciting prostitution.
I love Hugh Grant.
Got his whole career revived from one apology on the...
Good job, Hugh.
And then Winona Ryder, of course, won her little shoplifting.
Oh, yeah. And she's the one on Stranger Things. People love you.
And Richard
Well, Drew Barrymore was kind of a problem for a while. And now it's like a love fest. Everyone loves her. And she's great.
Brian cannot stand the way she acts. Like the whole touchy-feely. Brian said, I punch her. Not really punch her, but...
I just think she is a little much, especially nowadays, and she talks sideways. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I have that problem.
So you are sideways.
Yeah, like my mouth is crooked when I look in the mirror. I always got Hugh Grant and Robert Downey Jr. confused.
Oh my God.
And Kristen Bell's husband and Deck.
Yeah.
Deck.
Mm-hmm.
You do too?
I just don't pay enough attention. Like my sister-in-law is so good at memorizing who's in what and, what their names are. I'm terrible at that.
Rich people problems.
They like fine wine and cufflinks. I don't know what it is with rich people and cufflinks, but I guess if you're wearing suits all the time. But I see men in suits all the time and they don't have cufflinks. I feel like only the fancy dapper men wear cufflinks. Fancy boys.
Yeah.
I like fancy boys, actually. A little metrosexual. Never hurt anyone. Producing movies. That is true. They all want to be producers.
Yes. There's like 20 producers of this.
Are a producer and a director the same thing?
I don't think so. No. Well, the director just directs you around the stage.
Yeah.
The producer produced
the whole
the film, like put it together.
Yeah, I think so. And writes the whole thing.
Like I edit our videos. Am I the producer if I edit the videos?
I don't know. Are you?
Do you want to know what Brad Pitt did for a job before he was famous?
What?
He was the giant chicken mascot at El Polo
Loco. Loco.
And Whoopi Goldberg did the makeup for the mortuary.
Oh, that's crazy. She doesn't look like she would do makeup at a mortuary.
And I hope,
Of course, she also doesn't look like she'd be on The View and shit.
I bet you didn't know Channing Tatum was a stripper.
I bet you that makes sense. I didn't know that, but after you said it, I'm like, hell yeah, he was. So
Well,
another thing you rich people like are rare books. This is true. I see this in shows all the time, and anything in shows is true. It says black credit cards. Those must be fancy. My Victoria's Secret credit card is black. Does that make me fancy?
I guess so.
That's interesting.
Do they even check rich people's credit to get them a credit card?
No, probably not. But they probably have to make sure it's not like a lookalike. What do you call those?
Oh,
Yeah.
they have a Facebook, Find My Doppelganger.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. Suspenders? It says suspenders. I don't think that rich people love suspenders, but maybe. Maybe I don't know because I'm not a rich person. That's kind of strange. Being aghast. Oh my gosh. What's aghast mean? Like shocked? I feel like aghast means shocked, but I could be wrong. They like butlers, personal chef, professional blow drying.
They got robots as their butlers too. The robots do their cooking, cleaning.
The robot can cook?
Yeah.
No.
It says right here, high-end robots for tasks like cooking, cleaning, companionship.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. They also get luxury sleep pods. They're high-tech beds with temperature regulation and jetpacks in case they have to travel short distance.
I don't think it's like jetpacks they put on when they're in the water. I'm like, what is that? It's a jetpack. I need to go next door. They put on my jetpack.
It's in the private island. They get
going next door, Sarah. We both put our arms out. You can't see it, but we're zooming with the back.
And look at holographic technology.
I don't like the way you say it. Holographic.
Holographic. Hello.
I love the way Sarah pronounces things. We all have to pay attention because it's true. She's reading it and she's like, no, I know what this is going to say. And then she says it and it's like not quite it.
I know.
You're so
I have a tongue twister.
Oh, do you?
Well, I do. So.
Oh, okay. So private nurses. That's nice. To not have to go to a hospital. Yeah, I bet you they do a lot more in their homes.
I wonder who's hypochondriac. Like somebody out there's got to call their nurse 10 times a day. That's famous.
Oh, who's a hypo? It's that guy. He's on America's Got Talent. He's Howie Mandel.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Don't shake his hand.
Mm-hmm. So, champagne fountains. I've never had a champagne fountain.
No. Do you know they
feel left out?
They get anti-earthquake floating rolls.
Not all of them. I wonder where you find those. In California? No, because they don't even have water in their reservoirs.
Does anybody have an anti-fire? You would think they'd invent a house that is not flammable.
Hey, rich, smart people. Duh.
The art gallery, I think. They just had a bunch of people outside. That's...
Yeah. Like it's
pew, pew.
Fire retardant.
I pray for California, though. We are not joking about. But
yeah,
why wouldn't they invent that? And why wouldn't they have water in their fire hydrant?
Did you guys hear that Mandy Moore is getting backlash for creating a...
Yeah, go donate to her GoFundMe.
Yeah, for her brother and sister-in-law because no one else is burning down. I don't know. It makes sense. I think it's a sweet gesture, but Mandy Moore has more money than most of us put together.
I wonder if she ever took the space tour they give the rich people.
I don't know. That's kind of still new-ish, isn't it? I feel like
tickets to space via companies like SpaceX, which you can send your ashes with them too.
That is crazy.
They buy zoos.
They do buy zoos.
Babe, what's his name? The guy in the zoo that with his kids.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just called Zoo.
Yeah.
It might not be. I could be wrong. But anyways, it says prescription drugs. Rich people love prescription drugs. Okay. That is on the list. I did not make the list. I found it online when I Googled it. So
What about, is NFT art collections on there?
what's NFT mean? Like, as in,
Investing in
like Bitcoin?
non-fungible tokens representing digital art or virtual.
Oh, yeah. I have seen the art tokens. I can't remember what that was about, but it's different. I don't know about it.
Who's got bunkers? Did you look that up? Like Doomsday? I know somebody.
No, but I know that they sell them. I mean, there's like whole areas where rich people have bought bunkers.
Who's that smart computer guy? Bill Nye, the science.
Bill Nye, the science
Was
guy?
he rich? Wait.
No? Are you talking Gate?
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Oh my God, Bill Nye, the science guy. No, he is the Strange Ranger, and I saw him in a Chicago park running. I went last time, and I'm like, oh, Bill Nye, the science guy. Anyway,
Siri.
yeah,
He was just sitting on a bench.
yeah. You might be homeless.
How did you know it was him?
Because he has a look.
I don't even know. I didn't like.
I don't like science either. He's just weird. It's like not remembering what Pee Wee Herman or, something like that. Or Blippi. Oh my God, Blippi. Fuck Blippi. Have you seen it?
No, what is it?
It's just really cheesy. It's like a Barney, but it's a human. And he's a weirdo. Mm-hmm.
Do you know Serena Williams always wears the same socks throughout a tournament for good luck? She doesn't wash them. No, it doesn't.
Oh, that is a thing on one of the lists. It said that the lady she worked for would request you could only wear underwear once. So she'd wear them and throw them away. So they're not to be laundered and put back in your drawers. These are rich people problems. So Serena Williams has a rich person problem of wearing the same socks throughout a tournament.
Yeah. Ariana Grande believes in ghosts and regularly uses seed.
I definitely think it's like more popular these days, I guess. Like paranormal is not as weird as it once was.
Yeah.
It says rich people love trendy diet. Well, they all get plastic surgery now, so why do they need a trendy diet?
Do you remember when Oprah gifted everybody in the audience a car?
Yeah.
And then she later faced criticism over taxes the recipient.
Yeah. It's just the same thing with if someone wins on Wheel of Fortune or what's the other one?
Spin the wheel.
Oh my God, the price is right. So they pay taxes on everything that they win. So some people they'll just be like, no, I'll just take the cash option. And it's usually lower than what the other thing would be. Yeah. So they like a lot of things. And I mean, I would too, if you have the money. It says Valium. Number 25 is Valium. Okay, number 1 thing that rich people love the most is armored vehicles. Well, that makes sense. Why not?
Elon Musk sent his personal Tesla Roadster into space aboard the SpaceX in 2018, and now it's floating throughout space with a mannequin named Starman in the driver's seat.
That seems wrong. Number 1, is it set to come back? I have a lot of questions about that.
What happens if it crashes on somebody's house?
I mean, what if it gets hit by a meteor and everything explodes and it hits something it shouldn't? I don't know. That seems strange. Anyway, private clubs. This is what I'm saying. Rich people and their private clubs. Now, are these cult? But yeah, they all love private clubs. And I want to know about elite private clubs. Have you ever watched Blink Twice? Oh my God.
No, what's that?
I thought it was based off of Epstein. I don't even know what this thing was based off of, but it's called Blink Twice, and it's a little screwed up because like you're being raped and then the girls wake up and come to find out they've been going there for a long, long time. They've just been being drugged and they don't remember.
Where is it? Like Netflix? Or?
I don't know, because we have like this thing that we buy that's not quite legit. so I don't know where you find this thing, but it's on a subtle fire stick that you buy somewhere. Anyway, on to the next. Private jets. Oh, and this is what they do. Rich people don't pay each other for things. Like when they want to go out of town or go do something, they just borrow someone else's house because like they have all these extra houses everywhere. So you don't have to like pay for accommodations. And that's a huge cost when you go out of town.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's funny that rich people don't have to spend their money. They just keep getting all these free things and keeping their money and living out their interests. Must be nice.
I looked up some of the elite clubs. I heard there's a documentary that mentions the Soho House. Doesn't somebody get killed there?
I don't know. Maybe that will be one in the future. I like it.
The Core Club, New York City. The Soho House, if you look it up, there was a time there.
It's aimed for individuals in the creative industries, features chic design, rooftop pool, laid back yet exclusive atmosphere. And someone was murdered there. Sarah's going to tell us who next week.
Yeah, Soho murder. Annabelle's in London, which is the Garden Restaurant Club, private lounges. I want to know more about the secret one. Silicon
Valley Capital Club, a gathering place for tech executives and entrepreneurs. Sounds like the place to be. Norwood Club in New York City, a hub for artists and creatives.
Capital Club
in Dubai.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Exclusively for business leaders and professionals in the Middle East. You probably can't go there because you're not from the Middle East. I'm sorry. Ooh, you don't get to go.
Ow.
The Billionaire Club, duh,
Yeah,
in Monte Carlo.
I've
A
been there.
glamorous club designed for the ultra wealthy.
Initiation fees are only from $5,000 to $500,000. I wonder if they have to do initiation like plunges or whatever they.
I don't know. Does the Toledo Club do initiations and plunges? That'd be like our version.
I only got invited as a guest a few times.
Annual fees vary, and some clubs require additional spending minimums on dining events. That makes sense. So it's great for networking, privacy, and exclusivity. Many members value the sense of belonging to a group that aligns with their lifestyle and core values.
That is exciting.
Mm-hmm. So Swiss banking is number 15 on the list of things rich people like. That's so weird.
That's like where you send your money if it's illegal, I think. Isn't it?
I think that's more like a bank account in the Cayman Islands. I don't know. Maybe Swiss banking is that. I'm not sure.
Well, I know Swiss people like to hold money that's illegal
No.
based on my history of crime shows I've watched.
Number 10 says rich people love foreign words.
Oh, it's got strict privacy laws.
Escort services, number 19.
What is that? Where they like pick you up and take you places?
This is where you buy.
That's what I used to thought that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, pretty much, though.
I mean, at first I thought it was a car. Then I got a little older.
Messing with. The number 24 is they like naming museum wings. I like it when they get to name a wing of their home. I mean, how crazy would that be?
Go to Wing H and get me my curlers.
That's so funny. Driving gloves. That's ridiculous. This sounds like something from the 50s. Cocaine is number 31. Rich people love
I
cocaine.
did not think they did that.
Yeah. There was a doctor here in town. Like, doctors love cocaine. Auction houses. Yeah, that makes sense. And being right. Everyone loves being right. You don't have to be rich.
Can you pay to be right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you do. No, I love it. Yeah. I think we're good. Thanks for joining us, talking about elite people. There are probably more things we should talk about and probably more exciting things.
And no, you cannot get a ride on our jet.
Yeah. No.
Elite people are very secretive. You would never know. They live life like they're poor sometimes.
That's what she said. I don't know.
That could be what we're doing.
That could be. Have a good night, everyone.
Eat a taco.
Oh, yeah. Condado's tacos. When we ordered them to go,
Yeah.
they literally smelled like ass.
Yeah. She thought I farted.
I did. I looked at her and I go, that has to be the food because I was about to ask you if you farted.
I think it was both.
And if you said to me, well, I thought you farted. And then I made the girl that was sitting next to us sniff my bag. Sniff it. It smells like ass.
Yeah, she was trying to hit on the bartender.
Who? Oh, I thought you were like, hey. I'm like,
No.
was she? He has a girlfriend. I saw a picture and she was cute.
Nobody can talk to him. Don't even go there. He never followed us.
Did you know it? I didn't even know. I wouldn't even know.
And where's my guy? He hearted my comment. What's his name? How could I forget?
My I can't.
I need an interview. We just want to ask you ridiculous questions.
And then Kate,
Like, have you hooked up with a girl since you got famous? You know, that kind of stuff. Nothing about your wife.
I was about to say, are you still married now that you're famous and everyone knows you want all the girls?
As long as you give your wife 50% of your earnings from your dates.
Like she's pimping around? Montez, are you being pimped out by your wife?
I don't know. I think he broke up with her.
They'd get divorced. Sort of part of it.
I think he's got her on hold. Which, how did Montez get so famous? He wasn't even in the video. It's like,
I didn't really watch it. I just kind of like filled in the gaps in my brain. So I thought Montez was the girl that got body slammed.
oh, she was yelling for him. He was on the phone in her pocket or in the cars. And then he pulls up in video too. You didn't? He was security guard. He was not happy with her though. I think he wanted to know why she was getting out of the car in first.
Well, why would she? You never know who's going to have a gun out there. Trust no one. And yeah, I saw 3 shootings within like 3 miles of my house last night on iCitizen.
Why doesn't anybody want to interview the girl? People are finding her throughout the East Toledo and recording her.
I told Brian, I was like, oh my God, Montez is never going to live this down. But I thought it was the woman. And then Caitlin Nunnally posted, Montez, call Alexis Means. Channel 13.
Yeah, I know. I love that comment.
Oh, it was cute.
Yeah, Montez to the rescue once.
No.
So he's security. Yeah, he hasn't posted lately. He must.
I like his chains. How many does he have? Count them.
1, 2.
So he's not 2 chains. He's 3 chains. Montez 3 chains.
It's from Illy.
What's
That's what they call Illinois.
No. What does that even mean?
Well, they say Philly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I listened to some new podcasts today because someone on my page was asking about the different podcasts that are good. And of course, I'm mainly obsessed with like true crime. But so I started reading what ones other people recommended. So I did some homework yesterday and I listened to Call Her Daddy, which when my daughter first told me about Call Her Daddy, I thought it was like a group of girls that were like talking. I don't know, like they were saying like call her daddy, like they're talking, they're like call me daddy, and I was like, I don't get it. I was overthinking it, so now I still don't think I get it. I just think it means like she's being goofy. You better call her dad to come and get her.
Better never call my dad. Call my mom.
I don't know your mom's number anymore, so she's lucky.